Today we're going to tie the M&M Nymph. The M&M Nymph is one of my favorite winter patterns. It truly shines in the winter. However, it doubles as a very adequate, or better than adequate, caddis larva pattern through the rest of the year. But this pattern came about in the winter, and it really shines. I've kept it close to vest for a number of years. It's saved a lot of my days, and I'm going to show you how I tie it now. I start out with a size 18 bead head hook, a small gold tungsten bead, and 5 wraps of fine lead wire that I then seat against the bead to keep in place. We then start our black 6/0 thread behind that lead and overwrap it good to keep it in place. Stop it from spinning. And then we build our thread base back the shank. You're going to take this thread base to a point about 1/3 of the way into the bend of the hook. Right about there. And then bring your thread back forward to the transition of the lead. At this point, you're going to tie in your body material. Your body consists of 2 moose body hairs. Go to the back of the patch, identify 2 of the closest matched hairs, and then trim the first 1/2 inch off. You want hair that begins with a fine black tip and transitions into that fatter cream colored base. You want that transition in color. And you're going to tie that hair in right behind the lead and wrap it back to the end of your thread base. And when you bring your thread forward that last time, you're going to build your taper. And get rid of that transition at the lead, build a nice even taper all the way over the lead and into the bead of the hook, just short of the bead. At this point, you're going to bring your aqua pliers and clamp your hair, and you're going to wind it forward, one in front of the other. And bring it forward. If it separates just a little bit, that's okay. If it separates enough to where you can see a gap, usually you can guide the trail hair into the gap left by the lead hair. You can see that happening right about now. You can just guide that trail hair and follow the gap that's left. Bring it all the way up behind the eye, or behind the bead, and tie it off there. You'll see you have a fairly substantial taper, but that's what you want. You want that larva looking body. And bind that down well. At this point, you're going to apply bug bond. I put a small drop on my bodkin. You don't need a lot. A little bit more. But you don't want to overdo it. You're just giving it a coating. And then you're going to hit it with your light. And you're going to get that buggy looking, larva body looking transition that you're shooting for. It'll start off dark. You're not worried about the very end, because if you have a little bit of black thread shining through, that adds to the transition, showing the dark to light. And that should do it. Next, you're going to tie in your legs. Your legs are furnace hen hackle. You want to make sure you got the dark center, and you want to make sure you got a feather with the brown tips. And tie in behind the bead. Tie the full feather. I don't strip any side on this. I want this to be a fairly substantial wing. I usually do a full 3 wraps and then tie off behind the bead. You're going to sweep these fibers forward or to the rear. And at this point, I sweep the fibers forward, and I use my thread to force them back a little bit as well. Not too much. You don't have to, because you're going to add dubbing. And then next, you're going to take a small section, not a lot, one small pinch of black ice dub. Like I said, you don't need a lot of this. And you're going to wrap right in front of that hair, or those fibers, and then tie off. I said not too much. It's just going to force that hackle back a little bit. And there you have it, the M&M Nymph. Excellent midwinter pattern. One of my favorite winter search patterns. And it also does extremely well as a caddis larva. A dropper, I'll fish this under a caddis or a stimulator when I'm searching. It does very well. But it truly shines late winter, dredging those deep holes. They take it with gusto. I appreciate it. I hope this fly adds to your box. Good luck, and see you in the water. Thank you.